kids, where are you? It's time for all the art to tell stories.
Chapter 1. The Gentle Giant. Deep in the heart of Evergreen Forest lived Milo, a moose known for his towering antlers and enormous strength. Despite his size, Milo was gentle and shy. He preferred wandering through the woods alone, enjoying the rustling leaves and bubbling brooks, rather than mingling with other animals. "Milo's so strong, but he never uses his strength to help," whispered the squirrels, who often observed him from high up in the trees. Milo heard their whispers, but chose to stay quiet. He didn't think his strength was anything special. Chapter 2. The Storm 1. Fateful evening, the forest grew dark as thick clouds rolled in. A fierce storm swept through Evergreen Forest, bringing torrential rain and roaring winds. Trees swayed and creaked, and animals scrambled to find shelter. Milo found refuge in a rocky cave, listening to the storm's fury. He worried about the smaller animals, but fear held him back from venturing into the chaos. By morning, the storm had passed, but it left destruction in its wake. Milo emerged from his cave to find trees uprooted, streams overflowing, and debris scattered everywhere. Chapter 3. The Distress Call. As Milo wandered through the forest, he heard faint cries for help. Following the sound, he came upon a fallen tree blocking the entrance to a burrow. "Help us!" squeaked a family of rabbits trapped inside. Milo's heart raced. He was unsure of himself, but knew he had to act. Using his powerful antlers and muscular neck, he pushed against the tree. It was heavier than he expected, but with a determined grunt, Milo lifted it just enough for the rabbits to scurry out. "You saved us," cried the mother rabbit, her eyes filled with gratitude. Milo felt a warm glow in his chest. Maybe his strength could make a difference after all. Chapter 4. A Ripple Effect. News of Milo's heroic act spread quickly. Animals began approaching him for help. A family of foxes needed a new den after theirs had flooded. Milo moved large rocks to create a dry, safe space. The beaver's dam had been damaged, and Milo carried logs to help them rebuild. Birds with broken nests received sturdy branches from Milo's collection. Each time he helped, Milo grew more confident in his abilities. Chapter 5. A Bigger Problem. One day, while surveying the forest's recovery, Milo encountered Benny the bear. "Milo, we have a serious problem," Benny said. "The great oak has fallen across the river, creating a dam that's flooding the meadow." The great oak was the largest tree in Evergreen Forest, and Milo knew it would take all his strength to move it. "I'll do my best," Milo promised. Chapter 6. Rallying the forest, Milo realized he couldn't solve this problem alone. He called a meeting of the forest animals, something he had never done before. "If we work together, we can move the great oak," Milo said. "I'll need everyone's help." The animals were hesitant at first, but inspired by Milo's determination. The squirrels and birds scouted the safest path to the river. The beavers provided tools from their dam. Even the tiny mice carried twigs to assist. Chapter 7. The Great Oak Challenge. Reaching the river, Milo faced the enormous fallen tree. He positioned himself under its heaviest point and pushed with all his might. The animals cheered him on, and as the tree began to shift, they worked together to roll it out of the way. With one final heave, Milo and his friends freed the river, allowing the water to flow naturally again. The meadow was saved. Chapter 8. A celebration of strength. The forest animals held a celebration to thank Milo for his bravery and leadership. They decorated the clearing with wildflowers and shared a feast of berries and nuts. "You've shown us what true strength looks like," Benny said. "It's not just about muscles. It's about using your gifts to help others." Milo smiled, feeling a sense of belonging he had never experienced before. Chapter 9. A guardian of the forest. From that day on, Milo became known as the guardian of Evergreen Forest. Animals came to him not just for his strength, but for his wisdom and kindness. Milo's days were no longer spent wandering alone. Instead, he worked alongside his friends, ensuring their home remained safe and thriving. Chapter 1. A unique zebra. Zara was no ordinary zebra. Her stripes, unlike the other zebras in her herd, shimmered with an unusual brightness under the sunlight. This earned her a lot of attention, both good and bad. The younger zebras admired Zara, seeing her as a unique and magical part of their herd. But some of the older zebras worried. "Her stripes might attract predators," muttered one elder, shaking her head. Zara overheard these comments and felt torn. She loved her stripes, but began to wonder if they were more of a burden than a blessing. Chapter 2. Trouble on the horizon. The great savanna where Zara and her herd lived was vast and beautiful, but filled with dangers. Lions prowled the tall grasses, and leopards lurked in the trees. The herd's survival depended on staying vigilant and blending into the landscape. One evening, as the herd grazed peacefully, Zara noticed movement in the distance. She squinted and saw golden eyes glinting in the fading light. A group of lions was stalking them. "Predators!" Zara shouted, her voice piercing the still air. The herd scattered in panic, but the lions were closing in fast. Chapter 3. An unexpected discovery. As the herd sprinted, Zara instinctively zigzagged through the grasses. To her surprise, the lions chasing her seemed confused, hesitating each time she moved. Her shimmering stripes caught the fading sunlight, creating a dazzling effect that disoriented the predators. Realizing this, Zara doubled back, weaving in and out of the path of the lions. Her herd watched in astonishment as Zara's movements created a confusing maze for the predators. The lions eventually gave up, retreating into the tall grasses. "You saved us, Zara," exclaimed her friend Nala. What if I fail next time?" she wondered. Zara sought advice from Kofi, the wise old giraffe. Kofi had seen many seasons and knew the ways of the savanna. "Your stripes are a gift, Zara," Kofi said. "But a gift comes with responsibility. You must learn to use it wisely." Chapter 5. Practice makes perfect. Taking Kofi's advice to heart, Zara began practicing ways to use her stripes. She experimented with different movements, learning how to maximize the dazzling effect. She also worked with the herd to develop escape strategies, ensuring everyone knew what to do in an emergency. As they drank, Zara sensed something was wrong. The birds were silent, and the wind carried an unusual scent. "Stay alert," Zara warned. Moments later, a pack of hyenas emerged from the shadows, their laughter chilling. The herd froze, unsure of what to do. "Follow my lead," Zara shouted. She darted into the open, her shimmering stripes catching the sunlight. The hyenas, like the lions before them, were momentarily confused. While Zara distracted the hyenas, the herd retreated to safety. But one young zebra, Zuri, stumbled and couldn't keep up. Chapter 7. The Rescue. Zara saw Zuri struggling and knew she had to act quickly. She raced toward the hyenas, zigzagging to create a dazzling display. The hyenas snapped and snarled, trying to focus on her. But Zara's unpredictable movements made it impossible. "Zuri, run to the others," Zara called out. Summoning all her courage, Zara led the hyenas on a wild chase away from the herd. Eventually, the predators gave up, their energy spent. Zara returned to the herd, exhausted but triumphant. Chapter 8. A Hero's Welcome. The herd greeted Zara with cheers and gratitude. "You're not just unique, Zara," Nala said. "You're our hero." Kofi arrived, nodding approvingly. "You've proven that your gift is not just for you but for all of us. You've turned what others saw as a weakness into our greatest strength." Zara felt a surge of pride. She finally understood that her stripes weren't just about standing out. They were about standing up for her herd. Chapter 9. Embracing her role. From that day on, Zara became the herd's protector and guide. Her shimmering stripes were no longer a source of worry, but a symbol of hope and safety. Zara's story spread across the savanna, inspiring other animals to embrace their unique qualities. Chapter 10. Lessons of the Savannah. Years later, as Zara led her herd across the great savanna, she often thought of that first encounter with the lions. Her journey had taught her that individuality, when paired with courage and determination, could make all the difference. The sun set over the savanna, casting a golden glow over the herd. Zara stood tall, her shimmering stripes lighting the way. If you like our stories, please like, subscribe, and turn on the little bell so you won't miss exciting stories every day. You are also welcome to share it with family and friends to listen to the story together. Love you.